Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm Rachael Satchell from Milford Asset Management. I'm thrilled to be here today on behalf of Milford, a proud grant sponsor of the Future2 Foundation through the Milford Community Connections program. Joining me today is Andy from Pluton, an organisation that helps young people build the financial knowledge and confidence they need to make smarter decisions about their future. As a mother of two children and someone who's spent their entire career in financial services, this is a cause that really resonates with me. Financial literacy is such an important life skill, yet it is something that many young Australians don't have the opportunity to learn early enough. I'm looking forward to hearing Andy's story and learning more about the incredible work Pluton is doing. Andy, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. Glad to be here.
So, for those who may not be familiar with Pluton, can you tell us a little bit about the organisation and then the work that you do with young people?
Yeah, so Pluton is on a mission to increase the financial literacy of young Australians. So, young people will be facing a lot of challenges and uncertainties as they transition into adulthood, and we believe that money shouldn't be one of those challenges. With this key objective in mind, we develop resources and we also run interactive workshops to ensure that all Australians graduate high school with a sound knowledge of money and also skills to effectively allocate their financial resources in order to reach their most ambitious personal goals. Most Australians have an ambitious goal in life, and they will no doubt encounter numerous hurdles and barriers that will block them from reaching those goals. And our resources and workshops have been developed to help prepare them to tackle these challenges head on.
That's fantastic. Pluton, as a recipient of the Future2 Foundation grant, can you tell us a little bit about the project or initiative that funding will help bring to life?
Yeah, so the Future2 Grant helped develop our Empowering Regional and Rural Queensland project. And this is a project that focuses on developing the financial literacy of youth aged 12 and 25 in regional and rural Queensland. Now, for us, this is actually the first of its kind for us because previously we've been teaching financial topics just like any other subject, where we break it down into different topics like budgeting, tax, super. But this new project is all about the students. We're focusing on the students, what ambitious goals they want to achieve in life, and how we help them get there. So we like to think of it like building a business, but only the business is the individuals themselves. So we're trying to put a different perspective on these financial topics where they explore these budgeting, managing cash flow, managing capital, taxes, but from their own perspective. And the reason why we're doing this is because we've probably all heard about the common advice around money, which is spend less than what you earn, save a certain percentage of your income, or use a set and forget strategy in the stock market. And while these are certainly sound advice, they don't actually take into account for individuality. It treats everyone the same, but since no two businesses are run the same way, no two individuals also live their lives the same way. So what works for one doesn't work for another. So when we came up with this project, it actually came to us because of questions that students had when we ran previous projects. We had students that wanted to be a professional athlete, another wanted to create their own fashion label, another one wanted to own 5 properties by the time they're 30 and retire by the time they're 40. Now, we can't give the same financial advice or the same financial knowledge or skills to these 3 individuals just because they all have different dreams. They all think differently, they have different risk tolerances, and have different attitudes towards money. And this is the core difference for this new project. The individual comes first. The financial knowledge and skills they develop will be unique to their own situation and goals. They will make their financial choices. The financial choices isn't made for them. And that is our Empowering Rural and Regional project, Queenslanders project. Yeah.
I love that. I wish I had something like that when I went to school. It was certainly very limited in what they had in this area. So, congrats. I think it's really really great what you're doing, and particularly in regional areas like regional Queensland. Um,
Mm.
how has the funding made a difference to your organisation and the people you support?
Well, the funding has actually allowed us to consider running our workshops in these regional and rural areas that we never thought were possible. So, with the support of Future2, we are able to deliver our personalized financial independence blueprint model to use in these rural and regional communities like Mariba, Cherbourg, and Gundawindi, places that we never thought we would ever explore just because it's so far away from Brisbane, which is where Pluton is located. So our goal from this Future 2 funding is to ensure that regardless of where the students are located, they get the same opportunity to learn, to create, and develop their own financial skills to reach their most ambitious goals.
That's awesome. Do you run them all virtually, these sessions, or is it a bit like a digital program that you run online?
So we actually go deliver these in person because we found that students engage better when there's an authority figure in the room. Um,
Absolutely, yeah.
and I think, yeah, kids just buzz off one another. If they're all done virtually, they usually have a TV to the side or phone in front of them and they get distracted. Whereas
Mm,
in a classroom, they pay more attention to the
yeah,
stuff they're learning, but also the peers that they sit next to often have better ideas for their own goals than we do. So instead of one person teaching, say, 15, 20 different students, it's more like 20 students teaching themselves with
yeah.
someone there just to guide the conversation.
Absolutely. It sounds like it almost brings it to life. And I wonder if that, working together as a group and, sharing your big ambitious goals almost creates a little bit of accountability. Sometimes when you put it out, when you say it out loud, you've committed to a goal that you want to achieve, and then you've got friends who can kind of help you achieve that goal. So, yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's what we found as well. It's a lot of students are a bit hesitant to share, but once they get their idea or message out there, usually there's a couple of other students in the class going, "Hey, have you thought of this? Hey, I actually know someone who does this. Maybe I could ask them for you." So it just starts bouncing ideas and bouncing, opportunities right in front of us rather than, oh, maybe this is an idea you can explore, but we don't know how you can get there. Students are actually quite smart in a sense that they're a bit fearless. Like we know we've been in the industry, we've got life experience where we go, oh, I don't think they'll agree to that. Whereas the kids are like, they just do it, They
Yeah.
don't they don't really think about the consequences, which is good, but also not in some situations,
You need some boundaries, perhaps.
Yes, that's where I step in and go, no, 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 that's actually illegal. You can't do that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. What about are there any particular stories, moments, or outcomes that really stand out for you, that really, I guess, demonstrate the impact of Pluton and what you're trying to deliver and achieve?
Yeah, for us, I think the biggest impact we've seen is that a lot of students leave at the end of the work program or the workshops, think about their possibilities of their future. I can't tell you the number of students that have not only asked about investing in stocks, crypto, property, but actually diving deep into researching and knowing and learning more about investing. You might think all kids just want to learn how to get rich quick, which is the case occasionally, but but a lot of them actually have very interesting insight and ideas about why they want to invest in a particular stock or why they should invest in property over crypto, for example. Or some of them actually discuss, hey, for example, the fuel shortage earlier this year. One of them was thinking about, well, what if I just build like a mega dam and just dump all the oil in there until price is stable and I can make like a gajillion dollars off of that. And I thought, yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just ignore all the financial aspects behind that, and I think you'll make a lot of money. But it's like these ideas where it's completely out there, and you don't expect it. But kids these days, I think it's incredibly naive to think that young Australians aren't interested in learning about money, because in my experience, it's actually the complete opposite. I see young people having more hunger to learn about money than people my age or even older, where they're just used to, their own processes, their own, what happens when a paycheck comes in, they already know what to do, but they don't explore other opportunities. Whereas kids, since they haven't got into the rhythm of life, let's call it, they're willing to, come up with these crazy ideas and plan how they can get there.
But you know what? Sometimes we need these, out of the box ideas, and not all of them are going to come into play. But can you tell me why are partnerships and support from organisations such as Future2 and the financial services industry, why are they so important?
Yeah, I think partnerships and support from organizations like Future2, Milford, and other organizations in the financial services industry are incredibly important, especially to small organizations like Pluton. It's incredibly empowering and powerful knowing that these organizations believe in the same mission and the same beliefs that you believe in. And their support just emphasizes just how important financial knowledge and skills are, and that every Australian should have access to learn and develop these skills. So for Pluton personally, knowing that we have the support of Future2, Milford, and every other financial services organizations that's backed us from the very beginning, it gives us the confidence to drive and make sure that our program has a positive impact on as many people as possible.
Amazing, amazing. What about looking ahead? What are your aspirations for Pluton? How do you hope to expand your impact in the years to come?
So for Pluton, we hope that our program gets more and more Australians to rethink about their relationship with money. And I think that's the main one, is where people think that money is bad. I don't know why people think money is bad or having a lot of money is bad. But for us, money or having capital is all about opportunities. Money isn't necessarily a bad thing, but at the same time, you shouldn't just striving to get more money and striving to earn more shouldn't be the end goal. It's all about how you can use that money to fulfill your life streams. So we are currently only based in Queensland. So our goal for the next 2 years is to expand and deliver our workshops in schools all over Australia. And the target we're trying to hit is to run our workshops for over 10,000 students in the next 2 years.
I think for every student, you have worked with, you've made a massive impact on them. Something that they wouldn't have had without meeting you and working with Pluton. So thank you for sharing your story and the incredible work that you're doing. Congratulations once more for receiving the grant. It's very, very well deserved, and thank you for the positive impact you're making on the young people's lives.
Thank you, Rachel, and thank you also to Milford, Future2, and all the other organizations that have backed projects and companies like Pluton, who allow us to deliver these programs on your behalf and to really try and push financial literacy to people or Australians all around Australia.